Hi, I'm Patty Clark, Global Chief Talent Officer for the Havas Group and a member of the 3% Advisory Board. We're pleased to be sponsoring this session featuring Raegan Burden. Raegan has over 15 years of experience in the advertising industry, working across many agencies and clients. She is now a lecturer at the University of Florida focused on cultural engagement, and she's also pursuing her doctorate degree. The session is going to focus on The Revolution is Need, and this is based on Raegan's personal experiences as an advertising executive, lecturer, and advocate. Enjoy the session.
Hello, I'm Professor Raegan, and welcome to my 3% studio session entitled The Revolution is Need. A special thank you to 3% founder, Kat Gordon, and the amazing 3% team, and to Havas for sponsoring this session. As an educator, my purpose is to build cultural communicators. It's my lifelong passion. I'm fascinated by humanity and understanding the why of who we are. I believe the why is where the magic is. As a culturalist, my mission is to support advertising's role in shaping the cultural, social, political, and ethical trust between institutions, brands, and audiences. As an advocate, I support Black professionals within the advertising industry. Prior to joining academia a few years ago, I spent more than a decade working with big agency, boutique firms, and Fortune 500 brands. As a professor of practice, I continue to consult within the industry on branded media campaigns. I am proud to be part of the Black advertising family. Right now, we're all living through a historic social uprising, another senseless murder, another tragic display of police brutality. The protests grew, the anger rose, the fires raged, and yet again, the tears. Even more, this happened during a global pandemic that has already disproportionately affected communities of color. Black lives, Black existence, Black inequity, Black opportunity, once again on the global stage. Every system in our nation is undergoing a radical evaluation. And yes, this includes advertising. It doesn't matter if you're the firm, the client, an academia, or an intern. Ad land is a broad, interconnected ecosystem. We are Black in advertising. I don't have to share the abysmal hiring statistics, nor the workplace grievances that so many of us share. Like many of you, the last month has been an endless stream of conversations and emails, predominantly from white colleagues, many of them asking the same questions. How do I become an ally? What can I do to help? What can we do to fix this? My session today is for the decision makers. If you sign a check, determine hires, fires, or promotions, reside in the C-suite or serve on the board of directors, let me clearly state what is being asked of you right now. Your mission is to develop and execute a Black strategic plan for your organization. However, I'd like to offer one disclaimer. I am not asking you to solve racism. That is too much for any one person or entity to take on. However, I am challenging you to clean up your organization. Your goal is to make it impossible for racism and inequality to thrive in your organization. Your responsibility is to produce a transparent strategy with tangible activities and measurable outcomes. We are in the month of July. By January 1, you must announce and begin to roll out a long-term strategy. So what do you need to accomplish this? NEED is a 4-step process to begin deciphering your Black strategic plan. It's simple in its understanding, both prescriptive and evaluative. Because in case you hadn't noticed, the revolution is not only being televised, it's being tweeted, it's organizing boycotts, and somehow implementing executive firings. The health of your organization and this industry at large is tied to this moment. Your ability to attract talent and maintain new client relationships is again tied to your response to this challenge. So let's begin with step 1. You need the necessary table for thought leadership. You must remove the white lens of hierarchy. Black people are about community. We don't gather around titles. What you're seeking right now is information on the experience Black professionals within your organization are having. To do that accurately, you need to invite every Black employee to the table, irrespective of their titles, their departments, how long they've been employed, or if they've just gotten there. All of their experiences are important for this information gathering part of the process. Next, you must rid the table of opposition. Let me assure you, the people that have built your racist culture and or quietly benefited from it cannot be the people to help you solve it. And lastly, you cannot scapegoat your D&I executives. In many organizations, D&I professionals were reduced to diversity hires or exquisite window dressing. They were never really given a firm budget, a real staff, nor given any kind of executive privileges. Did you ever implement one strategy and commit to it that your D&I team brought to you? Did you ascertain any of their solutions as effective? If the answer to either one of these questions is no, I assure you, this is the moment they've been waiting for. You need them at the table. They cannot be the reason that you neither have a Black strategic plan nor have had D&I initiatives that have been productive. Step 2, you need to implement equality throughout your organization. Now, not later. Yes, you can start with including D&I in the operating budget, but this time make it a real one. Your D&I executives are managing the concerns and advocating for all of your diverse employees. That is a department, not a one-man band. Next, you need to start with implementing equity with all of your current Black employees. Have they been doing the same job with unequal pay? Are they doing 2 or 3 jobs with no change to their actual job title? Are there overdue promotions that your Black employees should have received? Are they doing the hard work behind the scenes, but yet the client doesn't even know who they are? Have they not received credit for work they've successfully performed? All of these are examples of inequality, and they all represent examples of activities and tactics that you can undertake to restore the relationship with the Black employees that are currently within your company. And lastly, I want to introduce a term: cultural intellectual capital. Proprietary knowledge and research are not free. Unless your Black employees are already supporting Black campaigns or Black strategy for your organization or clients, they are not required to be an unpaid resource for your Black strategy development. You see, our demand for accountability isn't a community service project. And I say this with humility and self-respect. You need us. Let me assure you, white woke is never a replacement for Black intel and experience. They are not interchangeable. While I do appreciate all of the white colleagues that have honorably supported me along my journey in advertising, and so many more that have really shown up in this moment, they cannot give you what I can, what we can. Your Black colleagues are able to deconstruct this cultural intelligence for your understanding. And as advertising professionals, they are able to contextualize it for this industry. At the very least, that's a consulting role. Step 3, you need to evolve your organization for consistency. For example, do you have a real HR department? Is it rooted in accountability, or do they just conduct background checks? HR has to be more than a welcoming committee. HR should maintain an ethical workforce climate. Its primary goal should be to develop and enforce workplace policies. Next, you need to rid your organization of bad performers. Advertising cannot continue to operate like a free-for-all with racism, sexism, ageism, all the isms on full display, unchecked. And yes, you need to publish your D&I data annually. Because remember, not only are your employees expecting it, your clients are watching. And lastly, step 4, you need to duplicate the Black strategic plan across your diverse communities. The Black strategy is not selfish. Its successful implementation has an impact on all diverse employees. This isn't a one and done scenario. In fact, let me show you who's up next. Yes, it doesn't stop with us. Your inability to properly address Black professionals means you have little chance of being effective with all of your diverse communities. While yes, there are similarities among us, each community has specific needs. If you cannot address us, how can you address everyone else? As I close, please understand that Black advertising professionals aren't the enemy. We're your partners. I don't want to see your organization, your department, your agency, your client relationships implode. nor do I want to see our industry fail to provide a more accurate reflection of our communities. To be frank, the internal picture of advertising must look like the world we brand. No more, no less. I thank you for attending my 3% studio session. In the coming days, weeks, and months, I send you love, good health, and community.